Welcome to Simplifying the Way That You See and Respond to Complicated Times. We're going to just jump right in here today, okay? So, the first thing we're going to talk about is clarifying crisis. So, what is a crisis? Write this down. Crisis is an unexpected event, circumstances, or situations that seems to be out of your control. So, let me say that one more time. An unexpected event, circumstance, or situation that seems to be out of your control. Here's some example of crisis. A crisis could be a job loss, could be divorce or separation. It could even be talks of a divorce or separation. It could be a career change or maybe even legal issues. Sometimes you may not realize how much a legal issue really can affect you, but not only the person that's going through the actual legal issues, but also their families and the world around them. So let's talk about some of the effects of crisis. We have fear, anxiety, the feeling of abandonment. Sometimes it may put a strain on relationships or even a sickness. A lot of times stress, anxiety, and things of that nature from a crisis actually can cause you to develop a sickness or illness. So now we just want to take a moment to ask yourself, how is my crisis affecting me? See, I know some of you feel all alone, like no one that actually sees the pain that you're going through. And I know that some of you have distanced yourself from everyone because the someone that you want isn't there. I know that your business isn't the same because you're not showing up the same. And when you don't show up the same, this actually affects the whole world around you. One thing that you want to consider when we're talking about clarity and crisis is, what is your ideal outcome? What is it that you really want? See, most people can say what they don't want, but they really don't know what it is that they do want. You have to get clear on what it is that you do want, because when you don't get clear on what you do want, this leaves it up to others to decide for you what life will be going forward, which really does make it a crisis for you. So here's one of the key takeaways I want you to get from clarifying your crisis. Clarity not only allows you to see the reality of the crisis for what it is, it also allows you to see yourself responding in the most powerful way for you during and beyond this season. So now I want to ask you, what's determining the way that you're seeing and responding to your crisis currently? And this may give you an opportunity to actually see what's in the way. For some of us, what's actually in the way of us seeing the crisis in a different way, or a way that works better for us, is the fear, anxiety, our present and past painful experiences. See, one of the biggest determining factors of how we see and respond to our current crisis is the takeaways that you've had from your past situations. I want you to take a look at this. We're going to look at facts versus perception. All right? See, the facts are the reality or the things that you can't change. For example, at the moment, your spouse may have told you that they're going to walk out the door, or they may have actually already done it. You may have lost your job, or you may have shut down your business, and that's just the reality of what you're experiencing. But there's a perception that we have to think about as well. See, the perception is the things that you can control. You can control the way that you choose to see and respond to that fact that has happened in your life. Okay? This works the same whether it's relationships, business, or the feeling of anxiety. When it comes to perception, we should look at what is your big opportunity to respond in the most powerful way for you. So when it comes to determining the way that you're seeing and responding to a crisis, here's a few takeaways. You have to develop a new perspective, because whatever you call a thing controls the way that you see and respond to that thing. So now we're going to take a look at thinking, feeling, and focusing. What is it that you're thinking? This is a time to take inventory on your thoughts. It's okay to consider the positive and the negative possibilities while you're deciding what's the next thing for you to do. Although it may be great to consider the positive and negative possibilities, I want you to know that it's never a good thing to focus on the undesirable outcomes in life. Because when you do this, it will affect the way that you think and your emotions in a negative way. I know that some of you are saying, well, it's really hard to keep a positive perspective and not think of this in a negative way, because there's actually nothing positive about what's going on in my situation at the moment. Well, I want to say to you, consider this. There's always more than one way to see a crisis. I would say there's more than one way to see every situation. But let's take a moment to just look at some of the positive benefits of a crisis. A crisis will allow you to see humility. It also will give you an opportunity to simplify your life. You see, there's some things that's going on in your life that are actually just making things more difficult and making it more complicated than it has to be right now. That could simply be the way that you're thinking of something, or it could be a relationship that's making things more difficult. It could be the schedule that you've created for yourself. Obligations that are actually more draining at this point in your life, where they used to be something that energized you. Other benefits of crisis is that it reveals and builds the true beliefs and faith that we need to move forward. So when it comes to your thinking and feeling, here's a few keys I want you to focus on. Whatever you focus on will appear. You have to control what you think. Also, let the positive thoughts fill your heart. And I want you to focus on being, doing, and having only the things that you truly desire. So now that you're clear on what a crisis is, how your crisis has been affecting your life, and what it is that you truly want, now you need a plan. You see, during a crisis, most people either react without thinking or they procrastinate and do nothing. And when you do nothing, this allows others' actions to determine your outcomes. So without procrastinating or panicking during a crisis, instead, we are going to plan in a crisis. This is when you go back to seeing things for what they really are, but also what you desire for them to be on the other side of your crisis. So I have a simple plan for you. This plan is to dream, think, and do. This is when you dream out loud, you dream on paper, you meditate, and you visualize the things that you truly desire. This is when you attach specific goals and timelines to your dreams. One thing that I find helpful is to partner with someone through this process, maybe someone that has been through what you're going through, or someone that is where you'd like to be. Sometimes just a simple thought partner to help you express your opinions and thoughts out loud is a great opportunity to come up with some really helpful and amazing ideas. And after you go through this process and you have your ideas written down, you simply do whatever you decided to do. I'm going to put emphasis on the decided because a lot of us haven't really stepped into the decided mindset. See, when you decide to do something, you're taking away all possibilities of failure. You're taking away all possibilities of what you decided to not happen. When you've truly decided, you've determined that you're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So here's a few key takeaways I want you to get from your plan to thrive. You have to see yourself doing, being, and having even through your crisis. You have to focus on that vision and respond by doing whatever it takes to thrive during complicated times and beyond. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. So what are the things that you need to simplify the way that you see, respond, and thrive through complicated times? First, gain clarity of not only the reality of how you've been seeing your situation, but how it's been affecting you also. Clarity of your desired outcome allows you to see beyond your season of crisis. Next, a system to help you overcome fears, anxiety, and painful experiences so that your past will no longer control the way that you see and respond to complicated times. Your heart is a major key to navigating through change and emerging more peaceful, powerful, and purposeful than ever before. Then you'll need tools to help you move past anxiety and even procrastination so that you can finally focus on being, doing, and having the things that your heart truly desires. Then you'll gain confidence needed to fulfill your purpose by developing an inspiring vision and foolproof plan to help you change your life and the world around you. And the great thing about it is you're going to do all of this during your complicated time and beyond. If you are interested in getting support to help you navigate through your complicated times, I have some great news for you. We are having a challenge coming up that we would love for you to take part in. It's called Simplifying the Way That You See and Respond Powerfully to Crisis over a weekend. Yes, over a weekend, you will learn everything you need to know to help you navigate through your personal crisis and emerge with your relationships, business, and legacy intact. Best of all, it's not going to take you months or years to learn and implement this process. You'll actually start using these tools during our weekend together. So if this interests you, for more information on how to join this challenge, just hit the link below. This is Torrey Bryant, and I hope to see you in the challenge.